get mauled by a fucking grizzly bear.
Ribs exposed.
5 days, no food, no water.
Cutthroat.
Butt ass naked.
Yes.
In the woods, no gun. In dangerous Indian territory. Because you have to understand, when the white people saw the Indians, it was up. Straight boxing. No word. So the Indians had to find this nigga. This nigga screaming in fucking pain, dripping blood everywhere. How did he not die from loss of blood, though?
Nigga, and the animal didn't get him too? 200 miles, nigga?
How did the grizzly bear not come back?
That's what I said. I would have spun back, nigga. Hey,
no, not even that. This shit is a folk tale. This is 1833. There's no cameras to prove this. A nigga's writing a story.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What's up, man? Tassosa in the building. Hey, we need y'all help. We need a triple dub. That means 10 likes, 10 comments, and 10 subs. Hey, man, what we get into today?
What is it type nigga? Let me see. Today in this video, we're reacting to most epic survival stories in history. I don't know what to expect from this video.
I feel like if something were to happen, I'll survive, my nigga. Like, it takes a lot to kill me.
I think so too.
I'm not saying if I can survive or not. Yeah.
I'm not a dying type nigga.
I ain't die yet, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So I'm gonna see if I can survive this shit. Cause sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, if some shit like you get your arms and legs chopped off and you're blind, my nigga, I don't want to survive that shit.
Nah, I don't want to survive.
Hey man, with no further, let's get right into it.
Today we're going over the most epic survival stories in history. Poon Lim. It's November 23rd, 1942, and 24-year-old Poon Lim is desperately clinging to a wooden plank in the vast emptiness of the Atlantic Ocean. Just moments earlier, he had been a steward aboard the SS Ben Lomond, a British merchant marine ship on its way to New York. Without warning, 2 massive explosions ripped through the vessel, and Lim was swept overboard. Fighting against the pull of the now sinking ship, he frantically swam toward what he hoped was the surface, his lungs burning for air. When he finally broke through, he looked around only to see the endless ocean stretching in every direction. He was
so far, I'm surviving this shit.
I'm surviving it too. But
so far, I'm gonna say.
But like, I don't know how you survive this afterward, unless a boat comes save you or some shit.
Can you swim that good though?
Nigga, yes, I can swim, but nigga,
I'm saying that good though, like to like
nigga in the middle of the ocean, nigga. Just in the middle, all you see is water on. Nigga, I might,
because some oceans are cold in a bitch.
That too.
You're not in the Caribbean game.
I might just want to die.
At that point, like, do I want to survive at that point? Because like, I think if I really try, I can survive up to this point. You feel me?
Right now, I'm alive.
Yeah, you know, I'm alive right now, for sure.
But I'm saying though,
at
like,
what cost?
Like, if I'm looking around, I'm like, fuck, nigga.
I'll never get on a boat again after this shit. Yeah, that shit is done. Like, that. Like,
completely alone. As he bobbed in the frigid water, trying to make sense of the nightmare unfolding around him, the German U-boat that had fired the torpedo suddenly surfaced. Its crew climbed onto the deck, and Poon Lim waved frantically, shouting for help. The Germans spotted him and burst into laughter. They mockingly waved back before again disappearing beneath the waves, leaving him to die. After 2 agonizing hours of drifting, Lim spotted a sign of hope. One of the few life rafts the crew of Ben Lomond had managed to launch before the ship went down was floating just a few hundred feet away. He desperately swims toward it and drags himself aboard. In the distance, he sees another raft.
Nigga, this is easy as I'm surviving this.
No, I'm surviving.
Nigga, this is light. 100%. The only part. Okay, hold on, wait, never mind. This nigga's
carrying a handful of other survivors.
Oh, this is light. This is cake.
No, yeah.
This is like another day in the office. I'm going on a boat after this too. This is another day in the office, bro. You had a light boat. I'm thinking this nigga swam like 3 miles ashore or something.
Waving for him to join them,
3 miles,
but with no oars to steer, the raft slowly drifted apart until once again, he was completely alone. Aboard the raft, Lim finds some food, water, and signaling supplies.
This nigga,
he began rationing carefully.
This is a day in the office.
And the best part about this, there's 3 niggas on the other boat, or 3 or 4 niggas on the other boat. They have to share that shit. This nigga got his own shit with him. You feel me?
Clinging to hope that rescue would come soon, but days stretched into weeks, and his supplies dwindled to nothing.
Weeks is crazy.
Realizing he would probably run out of food before he was rescued at this rate, Lim made a desperate decision. He would save his last piece of hardtack not to eat, but to use as bait. He fashioned a fishing hook from the spring in his flashlight and unraveled hemp rope for a fishing line. Surprisingly, the fish seemed to like the hardtack more than the sailors ever did, but his hook was too small to catch anything substantial. Using a nail he pried from the raft, he made a bigger hook and used the small fish he had been able to catch as bait. As his fresh water supply ran out, he rigged a canvas shelter to catch rainwater to drink. When seagulls began landing on his raft, Lim caught them for food as well. With no way to cook the birds, he butchered them, soaked the meat in seawater, and dried it into jerky under the scorching sun.
I could do that too.
Though the supplies he found on the raft had completely run out,
you're gonna be able to catch the fish, catch the bird. You're gonna be able to make seawater or rainwater into like drinking water. You can do all that.
Never made chicken jerky before, nigga?
Chicken jerky?
You never butchered a turkey?
No, nigga. Have you?
Bro, men used to fight in wars. Now niggas can't make chicken jerky.
Nigga, I'm a reactor. You're right. I don't fight in wars, nigga. You feel me?
Off your ass, nigga. Fucking wrong.
Out catching enough food to survive. But then the rain stopped completely, and soon he was left with nothing to drink.
Damn, nigga,
sunburned and delirious with thirst, he watched as sharks began circling his raft.
That nigga added that to the
In this
story.
moment, Lim comes up with an idea only a man staring at death could come up with. But before we get into that absolute crazy thing that Poon Lim does to
I'm lying like shit, nigga. I would have died.
I know you would have, nigga. I know you, nigga.
I would have killed myself. I would have off myself.
Nigga, by the time you probably would have ate the food the first day, nigga.
Cause nigga, I grew up in the crib. I wasn't fucking at sea for weeks, my nigga. A bag of crackers not gonna do it for me. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Find something to hydrate with. Have you ever wondered if your weird symptoms are also modern internet? They spawn for you in Casey, Ziders, and when you do and ask typical and even this video lets you and insights to pull the judge one of the sharks.
No, I know.
He getting seagull remains as bait. He tries to catch one of the sharks. He gets a bite and he uses all of his strength to pull the giant fish out of the water.
No, he didn't just make a.
He cuts it.
That nigga did not do that.
Lying like shit, bro.
Hold on. I know this for a fact because that little ass rope would have snapped.
First of all, the rope would have snapped and you're not strong.
That little ass nail.
Do you understand the force of a shark?
Cause I went deep sea fishing. You have to have special rods to even catch like a tuna fish.
That's what I'm saying.
And you need special line. This nigga did not do this shit. I don't believe this shit.
Bro, there's smaller fucking fish you could barely pull out the water.
If I was he probably was at sea for a few weeks, had a bunch of food.
Liver.
You feel me?
A few days later, a cargo ship appears and Lim shouts to them in English, begging them to save him.
Like, yeah, sharks came out. I wanted to wrestle one and put him in a headlock. Brought him back in the boat. I would have said some shit like that too.
Captain ass. Ignore his request. The crew assuming he was a Japanese sailor. Later, American Navy patrol planes spot him and drop the buoy to mark his location for rescue. But before they could return, a violent storm swept Lim and his raft away into the vast ocean. Months pass, and Poon Lim gives up counting the.
This nigga did not do this. This nigga is
Nah, he's lying like shit.
Yo, this is insulting my intelligence. This is insulting my intelligence.
Some shit I would make up in 4th grade, nigga, talking about how
what the fuck?
Nigga, I would wrap my fucking leg in 4th grade and be like, yeah, so my bone popped out my shit.
Months?
Yeah, I'm fighting nigga, months? No, nigga.
He had a bag of crackers and a rope and he's catching shark eating raw meat. This nigga would have died in like 2 weeks.
Nigga, probably from poisoning too, nigga.
Days he has been lost at sea. Starving and sunburned, he's about to give up. But one morning, while gazing out at the water, he noticed something different. The color of the ocean had changed. He had drifted closer to shore. But where was he? And more crucially, could he survive long enough to be found? Finally, on April 5th, 1943, 4 months after the Ben Lomond's sinking, a Brazilian fishing boat spotted him just 9 miles off the coast of northern Brazil. Using the last of his strength, he stands and shouts for help, and the fishermen come to his rescue. By this point, Lim had lost 20 pounds and was so weak the fishermen had to lift his emaciated body from the raft into their boat. In a Brazilian hospital, Lim learned he was the sole survivor from his ship. He had survived for 133 days drifting alone in the Atlantic Ocean. Poon Lim makes a full recovery and is later told that
you have to remember, after like a certain point in time, you get delusional like for this shit. So the nigga probably thought it was 130 days whole time. It was like, if anything,
hold on. But that ship being wrecked,
they could track that.
They could track that. But they don't I get that shit's cap. I don't believe this shit either way.
I don't nigga pull a shark out the water, nigga.
I don't believe that.
You have to be a superhuman to do that, my nigga. With that little ass rope, nigga.
And he curved a nail.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything would rip off the shark's mouth, if anything. I don't believe that shit.
No one had ever survived longer on a raft at sea. He quickly replied, I hope no one will ever have to break that record. Hugh Glass. It's August 1823, and a fur trapper named Hugh Glass is traveling along the Grand River in what is now modern-day South Dakota. This particular expedition was deep into Arikara Indian Territory, which made it particularly dangerous. But soon, Hugh would be fighting for his life against something much more fierce. While scouting ahead of his party for river crossings, Hugh inadvertently stumbles upon a mother grizzly bear with her cubs.
Oh, he has a gun. He's good,
the
though.
mama bear, on instinct to protect her young, lunges at Hugh and instantly begins to maul him. The bear tears deep gashes on his back and chest, exposing his ribs, breaks his leg, and slices his throat. The other trappers hear his screams and come running, finding Hugh being literally torn apart. They open fire, finally bringing down the beast. Hugh lies in a pool of his own blood, a mangled wreck that barely resembles a human being. Everyone present—
And he survives this?
The thing is, like, do I want to live after this?
I don't think I want to. You got your body, your ribs are exposed, your neck.
I would have said shoot me. I would have said tell them niggas shoot me, my damn self.
They would have. You can't just do that though. They're not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to do that.
You can't put a nigga out of his misery. That's murder.
Cause if I get mauled by a fucking bear in 1833.
Oh, this is 1833.
Yes, they're in Indian Territory. He said modern day North Dakota.
Oh yeah, they probably could have did that.
I'm saying, no, my nigga. Even if it's 2020, I'm off me, bro.
They probably could.
You let me sit here and bleed out, my fucking leg ripped off.
Their hospital ship and
they said his ribs were exposed.
Nigga, his ribs were exposed, his back torn open, his neck sliced.
Cause you have to just show me like the human decency to off me.
No, yeah, I agree.
I think you probably beat that guy. It's not murder, bro. If the nigga got mauled by a grizzly bear, you shot him to put him out of his misery.
1833.
The nose are looking at a dead
now.
man walking, or rather, a dead man that had just been crumpled into a pretzel, I guess. They fashion a makeshift stretcher and drag him along for 2 days, but his weight slows their progress to a crawl through dangerous territory. Expecting Glass to die at any moment, the expedition leader offers $80 for volunteers to stay with him until the end and give him a proper burial. An old trapper named John Fitzgerald and a young man named Jim Bridger step forward, thinking they've just scored the easiest money of their lives. But days pass, and Hugh Glass refuses to die. Fitzgerald and Bridger watch as Hugh drifts in and out of consciousness. Each time they think he's gone, he lets out another painful groan. Poor old Hugh. It won't be long now.
I ain't gonna lie. I might be the most backdoorish nigga ever. After they gave me the bread, I might have took that nigga out myself.
I'm not like, yeah, think about it. Right. Crest TY, right? All right, $80, $40. All right, bet. We finna go to Wingstop after this. Right? Yo, you good? No, nigga, do I look like I'm good? You right. I'm gonna wait like an hour or two by the fire, chill, maybe make some food like how they did. All right, nigga, we out. You try to play the game at the crib? Bro, I got the Warriors.
Bro, I'm taking that nigga out, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna leave him there. I'm not gonna take him out.
You're not gonna take him out? You gotta bury the nigga and shit. What if they go back to check?
Burying the nigga alive is fucked up.
Exactly. I'm taking the nigga out. Bro,
I don't think that's not murder, bro.
Bro, the nigga he survived apparently.
His leg is ripped clean off.
His neck is sliced open, his ribs is exposed.
How the fuck did he survive this?
How do you survive that? Nigga's 1833, clearly didn't have
there's no infections? I don't even know.
Nigga, I don't know.
I would get hold and get infected from paper cut, but this nigga can do this, I guess.
I don't know. And they already paid the nigga too. This shit will piss me off.
Bro, shut your ass up, nigga. Especially we're in dangerous Native American fucking land too.
Yo, this shit will piss me off, bro.
Alright, nigga.
Bitch ass up.
Alright, nigga. I don't wanna hear this shit no more. Shawty pissing me off, I'm not even there.
Nah, this shit kind of shit.
Oh my god, just fucking die already. 5 days pass and Hugh is still not dead.
5 days?
Trappers begin to panic. What if the Indians find them? They'd be sitting ducks. Hugh is obviously not going to make it, and there's no reason for him to take them with him. So in a moment of cold calculation, they decide to take Hugh's rifle, knife, and supplies and abandon him alone in the wilderness. Shit. Fitzgerald and Bridger quickly catch up with the main expedition and report that Hugh Glass had passed away. The other men accept this without question. After all, they'd seen what the guy looked like when they left.
I mean, 5 days is reasonable.
Against all odds, Hugh Glass did not die. He finally wakes up, only to find himself all alone and stripped of all his weapons and supplies. Enraged that Fitzgerald and Bridger had left him to die, he tries to stand but discovers his shattered leg won't support him and his entire body is covered with deep wounds.
So what, does he crawl?
With grim determination, he sets his own broken leg and begins an impossible 200-mile journey toward Fort Kiowa, crawling on his belly like a broken...
You think this nigga crawled 200 miles?
All right. The thing is, I'm gonna tell you this. We know for shit sure you don't crawl. Nigga, I couldn't crawl 200 miles.
Nigga, I wouldn't walk 200 miles.
Right.
Okay.
Niggas were walking 200 miles back in that.
No, you can walk 200 miles. Right.
But to get mauled by a fucking grizzly bear,
ribs exposed,
5 days, no food, no water,
cutthroat,
butt ass naked.
Yes.
In the woods, no gun, in dangerous Indian territory. Because you gotta understand, when the white people saw the Indians, it was up. Straight boxing, no worries. So the Indians had to find this nigga. This nigga screaming in fucking pain, dripping blood everywhere. How did he not die from loss of blood though?
Nigga, and the animal didn't get him too? 200 miles, nigga?
How did the grizzly bear not come back?
That's what I said. I would have spun back, nigga. Hey,
no, not even that. This shit is a folktale. This is 1833. There's no cameras to prove this. A nigga's writing a story.
200 miles. You have to think about it too. How the fuck did they have a GPS, my nigga? Did they track? Oh yeah, 1 mile.
This nigga, all right,
2 mile. Like, you feel me?
No, they probably already knew it was 200 miles before this. Cause they probably
you're thinking about 1833, nigga.
Nigga, they knew that though.
He didn't have no equipment.
They was probably an estimate.
Okay, yeah.
And even now, they can still track where he started and where he did. This shit is cap, nigga. Fuck all that.
All right,
it's not true.
All right.
Keep going.
He didn't crawl 200
Every
miles.
day, he drags himself a few agonizing miles, eating
like
berries, roots, bark,
days.
and bugs to survive. Maggots hatch from fly eggs in his festering wounds and begin devouring the rotting flesh on his back, which is super gross, but actually probably safe.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. He should be dead from an infection or some shit.
His life by preventing a deadlier infection that would have killed him. While any sane man would have surrendered to death, Hugh is driven by one burning obsession: revenge against the men who betrayed him. So he continues to drag himself along the river. But by this point, Hugh was starving. The berries and bugs he had been eating were not enough. He discovers a pack of wolves feasting on a freshly killed buffalo calf. When the wolves leave, he crawls to the carcass and claims it as his own, setting up camp and gorging himself on meat until his leg heals enough for him to limp onwards. What? Hugh reaches the Missouri River, and there, some friendly Lakota Indians give him a boat which he uses to float downstream.
Alright, bro, they niggas lying like shit,
this is Disney Channel. This is
nigga, what?
So, this nigga's about to go kill those 2 niggas that left him now.
He saw a pack of wolves, just waited, like they didn't smell his ass already, right? And then he was like, oh, let me just eat this raw meat. Oh, here's some Indians.
Do you understand the pain? This nigga would have died of shock. I don't think this nigga survived. He might have been on his last leg. This shit is not true. I can't even explain. I can't. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
In October of 1823, Hugh Glass limped into Fort Kiowa. Against all odds, he had survived not only a vicious grizzly bear attack that should have killed him, but also a 6-week, 200-mile journey back through the wilderness, all alone.
That kind of makes sense.
Now, for most people, surviving such an ordeal would probably be the end of their life on the frontier. But Hugh Glass couldn't forget the men who had left him to die. He wanted revenge, so as soon as he fully recovered, he bought a new rifle.
There is no fucking way this nigga's about to get his lick back. But I'm trying to think, these niggas, you say that's fuck, they're not even fuck niggas for that. I would have left his ass too. I'm not sitting in the fucking wilderness.
Their problem was they didn't kill the nigga though. They should have.
I would have shot him in his fucking face.
I would have killed the nigga.
Out of respect, not even you feel me?
And supplies and set out to hunt down Fitzgerald and Bridger. For months, Hugh tracked through the wilderness, following the trail of the expedition that had written him off as dead. And on New Year's Eve, 1823, he walked into Fort Henry and found his former companions. The trappers stared in absolute terror as they watched a man who they thought was dead walk directly towards them. Once they confirmed he wasn't a ghost that was trying to haunt them, they peppered Hugh with questions, which he answered patiently. Finally, it was his turn to speak, and Hugh just had one question of his own. Where are Fitzgerald and Bridger? Bridger is called, and the young man cannot believe his eyes. Though Hugh intended to kill him, their conversation reveals that Fitzgerald was the one who decided to abandon him. Hugh forgives the young man and sets out to find and kill Fitzgerald, who had since left the party. For the next 6 months, Hugh wandered from fort to fort, searching for his betrayer. And finally, in June 1824, Hugh Glass walked into Fort Atkinson and finds Fitzgerald. Hugh draws his gun and walks into the fort, but is stopped by a U.S. Army captain. Hugh demands a face-to-face meeting with Fitzgerald so he can give him what he has coming to him, but his long-awaited revenge was immediately crushed. The captain informed Hugh that Fitzgerald had enlisted in the US Army and was now government property. He would not allow Hugh to harm him. Glass pours out his story about how he was abandoned and left for dead by Fitzgerald, and the captain understands how that probably was pretty infuriating, so he tells Hugh to wait a moment. He returns with Hugh's rifle that Fitzgerald had taken and $300. Happy to have his rifle back, but still bummed he couldn't get his revenge, Hugh shouts a warning to Fitzgerald, who remained in hiding.
I'll catch you outside, nigga.
Never leave the army! Because if you do, you'll be dead. Hugh Glass then turns and leaves the fort, returning to life as a fur trapper, which he does for another 10 years until the Arikara finally killed him. Bro really should have retired. The HMS Endurance.
That's just not that.
It's December 5th, 1914, and Sir Ernest Shackleton is sailing toward Antarctica aboard the HMS Endurance with a crew of 27 men. The early 20th century was the golden age of Antarctic exploration, and Shackleton was one of the greatest heroes of the era. In a previous expedition, he had come within just 97 nautical miles from becoming the first man to reach the South Pole, but he was forced to turn back when he ran out of supplies. Before he could attempt it again, Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen beat him to the prize, which was super frustrating. Now 40 years old, Shackleton knew time was running out on his career as an explorer. If he wanted to secure his place in history, he would need to achieve something even greater than reaching the South.
I feel like this is like the old days of vlogging. Like you go somewhere and just write about it. You know what I mean? That's probably like the first type of vlogging. Now we do it with video cameras. My nigga, that's a lit job, but I would never do some freaky shit like that.
Nah, not back in the day. Hell no.
And that was exactly what this expedition aimed to do. Shackleton planned to be the first man to walk across the entire Antarctic continent, passing through the South Pole. This would probably take an entire Antarctic summer. His team would need to be perfect, but Shackleton was confident they could make history by accomplishing the impossible.
I can't even get 20 niggas
but
for a
as
video.
the Endurance entered the Weddell Sea, Shackleton and his crew could see that something was not right. This should have been the peak of the Antarctic summer. Yet due to unusual weather that year, the sea was choked with ice. As the Endurance pushed closer towards the continent, the ice grew thicker and more threatening, and by January, the ship was completely frozen in place. Shackleton's crew tried desperately to chip away the ice and free the Endurance, but it was hopeless. Soon the brief summer season had passed, and without any other option, they were forced to wait until the ice would break during the next spring. For 8 brutal months, the crew survived on the ship, enduring the savage Antarctic winter. Shackleton worked tirelessly to maintain his men's morale, organizing games and sing-alongs, but in his private journal, he confessed his deepest fears about their situation. His only goal now was getting his men back home alive. In September 1915, the ice around the Endurance began to melt. The crew initially celebrated, thinking they were finally free. They had no idea their nightmare was about to become so much worse. As the ice melted, massive chunks began pressing against the ship. As the pressure from the ice sheets grew worse, the damage became so bad that by October 24th, water was pouring into the cabin. Shackleton gave the order to abandon ship, and the crew frantically unloaded supplies onto the ice sheet before watching the Endurance disappear beneath the surface forever. Shackleton hoped the ice sheet would drift them close enough to an island where he had cached supplies, but as the Antarctic summer progressed, the ice literally melted beneath their feet. Food grew scarce, and eventually, the sled dogs were shot to provide meat for the starving crew. Shackleton led desperate marches across the shifting ice floe, trying to reach solid land, but every attempt failed. They had to establish new camps while the ice was rapidly disintegrating beneath them. On the evening of April 8th, the ice sheet the crew was camped on suddenly began to split apart. Shackleton immediately ordered his crew to load the 3 remaining lifeboats from the Endurance and set off as their previous campsite crumbled apart. As they sailed through the night, one boat was lost in the darkness, crushing the spirits of the survivors. Shackleton had initially planned to head for Deception Island, but it proved deceptively difficult to reach. With his crew freezing in -20 Fahrenheit temperatures, he was instead forced to land on the barren wasteland of Elephant Island. As the men from the 2 surviving lifeboats unloaded their meager supplies, they spotted something miraculous on the horizon. The 3rd lifeboat had somehow found them. The crew reunited in tearful celebration, but reality soon set in. Elephant Island was a frozen hell. No whaling ships visited this desolate rock, and it had virtually no wildlife to sustain them. If they remained here, it would mean a slow, cold death for everyone. These men had trusted Shackleton with their lives, so he decided to risk his own to save them. He ordered his carpenter to repair and modify one of the lifeboats, the James Caird, which he and 5 others would use to attempt an 800-mile journey to South Georgia Island. He selected navigator Frank Worsley to join him, and he would assign him the near impossible job of guiding their tiny boat across some of the most dangerous waters on Earth, using only a map and a sextant. Shackleton packed enough food for 4 weeks, assuming that if they hadn't found land by then, they would have overshot the target and would be doomed anyway. The 6-man crew launched from Elephant Island on April 24th, putting their lives entirely in Frank Worsley's hands. For 14 hellish days, the James Caird was battered by 20-foot waves while ice formed on the boat and crew. Worsley navigated from memory and the few precious hours of daylight each morning provided. Finally, on May 8th, South Georgia Island appeared through the mists like a mirage. The tiny boat made landfall 2 days later. Against all odds, Worsley had successfully guided them to their destination. Though they had made it to the island, the 6 men were far from rescued. The James Caird had landed on the south side of the island, while the whaling stations Shackleton desperately needed were on the opposite side. He could either try sailing around the island, risking being blown off course, or attempt something that had never been done, climbing over the glacial mountains that stood between him and civilization. Shackleton chose Worsley and another sailor to accompany him on his final gamble. With no map to guide them, they set out at 2 a.m. on May 19th, 1916, and began up the mountain. By dawn, they had climbed to 3,000 feet and could see the whaling station in the distance, but they were heartbroken to discover they were traveling in the wrong direction. They had to backtrack and continue through the night in complete darkness. By the next morning, they could make out the whaling station far below, and at 7 a.m., they heard a steam whistle, the first human sound they had heard in 2 years that wasn't their own.
This is 2 fucking years?
On the morning of May 20th,
2 years?
2 fucking years? Nobody died?
I don't know if I don't believe it no more. At first I was like, okay, this is possible.
But how do they survive though?
I don't think you bring that much supplies for 2 years, nigga.
They try to be out for a summer and they stretch out for 2 years, Cap. And they already shot the dogs. They ran out of food. It's Cap.
That's what I'm saying.
These skeletal figures with matted hair and wild beards stumbled into the Stromness whaling station. The whalers didn't believe the man claiming to be Ernest Shackleton. He had disappeared 2 years ago and was presumed dead. Only when Shackleton called the station manager he had met prior to the voyage by name did they finally believe him. Shackleton immediately convinced the whalers to help him rescue his men. The very next day, the 3 crew members from the James Caird who were stranded on the other side of South Georgia were rescued by a whaling boat guided by Shackleton himself. 3 days later, Shackleton set off in a whaling ship to rescue the rest of his men on Elephant Island. But winter was setting in, and the island was surrounded by an impenetrable ice pack. Shackleton desperately attempted to reach Elephant Island in July, but the ice was still too thick, and an August attempt also failed. 3 months had passed since Shackleton had left his men on that frozen rock, and he begged the Chilean Navy for assistance. They provided him with a steam tug that finally broke through to Elephant Island on August 30th. As the fog lifted around the ship's approach, Shackleton wondered if anyone could still be alive. He had left them in such a horrible place. But soon, he was overwhelmed with relief as he saw his men waving at him from the shore. They had survived, every single one of them, and within an hour, they were all aboard the rescue vessel. Against all odds, every member of Shackleton's crew from the HMS Endurance had survived 2 years in the most hostile environment on Earth. When Shackleton planned another Antarctic expedition in 1922, many men from the crew of the Endurance volunteered to join their captain on another adventure.
That nigga would never see my face again. Bro, I'm be real.
The whole thing, right? Great story. Great story time. I was entertained by the video. Great video. You feel me? Stop lying though. That shit is cap.
The thing about that last story though is, after he like found the military people, whatever, right? He left his niggas on that island for 3 months. An extra 3 months after he left. Plus the time before he left that, I don't know, bro. Them niggas did not survive.
Right? They had enough supplies for a whole summer, right?
Yeah.
Summer's 3 months.
Okay.
4 months. Let's give him 4 months, right? My nigga. 2 years.
Here's OD, man.
That means
them niggas been dead.
So what were they eating after they killed the dogs? For that's like 6 months.
Ice, nigga. Icy's every day. Icy's for lunch, breakfast, dinner, nigga.
I'm saying.
Dessert, icy, nigga. You feel me? Like, that's all they ate, bro.
The fact that you had no fucking food and did this with no energy is cap, bro. Listen, again, great stories, but y'all niggas need to stop lying. I know it's cap because none of this shit happened when cameras were involved.
100%, bro.
Exactly, yeah. Stop capping.
Hey, man, if you guys enjoyed the video, comment something down below. If you want to recommend us anything, make sure you leave it in the comments down below.
Of course. Hey, man. With that being said, Tasosa, I'm going.
Crest, we out of here.